meeting to order. And we're going to start with the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And public hearing for, doesn't matter which one we do first? Whatever's on.
If you probably just do them both at the same time.
At the same time, okay, we're gonna let Jared kind of. Jared, we are gonna invite you to, maybe do a little bit of an explanation of how rates were calculated and, how they're gonna play out. So I'm gonna turn that over to you, okay?
Okay. So we, figured to the definite rate study, that was issued in town back in March, and, I'll walk through the high level, important parts here to understand that. So on the revenue requirements page here, let me share my screen. I guess I'm not sure if you guys.
They are probably aren't gonna be able to see it, but if you can just throw the
Okay,
highlights
I can
out
explain.
for them, yeah, that'd be great.
Okay. So, utility, let's start with the water utility here. It has annual cost of operation, maintenance, day to day, for the year, approximately, $790,000. We then got outstanding debt service for the 2021 revenue bonds of approximately $81,000, for the payments. And then, proposed bonds, for the upcoming, project would be approximately $39,400. With an annual reserve, that's required to build up to the maximum annual debt service payment of about $7,900. And then annual replacements and improvements coming in around $28,000. So in all, total annual revenue requirements for the water utility are about $946,000. And then we back out interest income there to get us around $945,100. And then your annual receipts on the water utility for metered sales are approximately $720. With public fire protection,
Can you repeat that number for us, Jared?
$46,000.
You're bubbling
Yes.
a little bit here. Can you repeat that?
Is that the your sales number, or?
The expenses, or the operating
Yeah,
expenses?
go.
Yeah, can you go back to that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so annual operation and maintenance disbursements are $789,700. Did you hear that a little better?
Yeah, that's better. It's just cut out on it, so you're okay.
And then, debt service for the outstanding 2021 revenue bonds for $81,000, and then proposed bonds for the upcoming project would be at $39,400,
Right. Got that.
with the, annual required reserve and the maximum annual debt service coming at $7,900. And then we've got allowance for replacements and improvements built in at $28,000, which is just based on 130% debt service coverage.
Okay.
So total annual revenue requirements coming in are about $946,000 for the water utility.
Okay.
And then, backing out interest income at, $900, just assume that the calendar year amount gets us to our net annual revenue requirements at $945,100, which is then compared to your guys' annual receipts that, would be brought in. And those would consist of your metered sales at $727,900, along with public fire protection of essentially about a $5 increase per the normal, just per typical 4,000 gallon customer there
Okay. Okay.
per phase.
Okay. All right. And then sewer is a little,
Yeah, of course.
yeah, a little bit tougher situation we're faced with, isn't it?
Yeah, both of these, I should say, yeah, both of these are essentially driven by just the necessity of the projects. So that's where we're at. So I'll start on sewer if we don't have any questions on water.
Anybody have questions about the water rates?
Yes, I do have some questions. I had a difficulty hearing on the computer. I have a hearing problem. One of the things, I'm just referring to this that came out with the bill this month. And it looks like it's a flat rate for the first 5,000 gallons of water used.
Right.
My understanding, and I asked about this at a meeting maybe a year or more ago, the flat rate was at $2,500 presently, rather than 2,500 gallons.
26?
I think it's 26.
2,600 gallons?
That's what Sarah thinks. I don't have it in front of me, so I don't know.
Well, I was just wondering why it went up so that it's a flat rate for 5,000 gallons now rather than 2,600. My understanding is that the average household use is not that much. In other words, I think for our residents, 2 adults, we have typically about 3,000 gallons a month. Which means now that at minimum I have to pay for up to 5,000 gallons. And I was just wondering what, if you knew what the average residential consumer usage was, and if this is way above that, they're having to pay a lot more for their water.
Your minimum charge is not, your minimum amount is not going to change. We won't charge you for 5,000 gallons. Your minimum's still gonna stay at 2,600.
But it is a flat rate up to the 5,000 mark, right?
That rate that you have, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the small, it's a per 1,000 gallons. So for the first.
Up to 5,000 gallons, you're paying $11.94, well, that's what they're paying now. Yeah, right now you're paying $11.94 for the first 5,000 gallons, but that is a per gallon rate.
Per 1,000 gallon rate, is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
Per thousand, yep.
Per 1,000 gallon rate. So
Okay.
you're probably not paying that unless you're using 5,000, you're not paying that much.
Okay.
That help?
Well, that helps some, yes.
Okay.
So per that 1,000, or per that, even the rate per 1,000, like you said, yeah, the first 5,000, the current rates are $11.94. That would be going up to $12.82
Right,
in phase 1, and then phase 2 would be $13.70.
yeah.
So then the rate increases after 5,000 or decreases?
Decrease.
Yeah, it decreases a little bit, up to the next 10,000 gallons are only $10.92.
Okay.
So the more you use, but obviously you're paying per 1,000 gallons too, so.
And I believe it said that there was no change in the sewer surcharge, is that correct or not?
We'll get to sewer in just a minute. Can you hang on until we finish up the water part? And then we'll
Oh,
let you
okay.
explain sewer.
Yeah, I was just, it was
That's
mentioned
okay.
on here, so.
Yeah, that's okay. Anybody else questions? Yes.
So, up above, the first line says meter rate, so that's what we're paying currently, 811 on the meter? I don't understand, is that rental for the meter or what?
I'm not sure where you're looking.
That's the sewer.
Is that sewer again?
Is that, it says monthly meter rate.
It probably says sewer there somewhere, though, I'm thinking, Bruce. I don't, right now.
I don't, that top part,
Do you
because,
have it there,
So
Sarah?
you're looking at where it says monthly meter flow rate?
No, it just says
Monthly meter rate.
per,
And then, oh,
5,000 gallons.
you wanna bring it here real quick and I'll
Well, I'm
look
just
at it, see if I
trying
can help you, yeah.
I'm just
I
trying to
know.
understand.
It can be very confusing, believe me.
Is this related to sewage up here versus you were discussing this?
Yes.
Right here.
This is sewer, this is water, probably in this area, you're the one that said that, I think, huh?
It doesn't really.
Yeah, that did not say sewer there, did it?
No,
Okay,
and
that's
that's
all right.
what
Okay, I get
Is
it.
this on the actual ordinance, what you guys are looking at?
it was just the informational paper that they sent out.
Yeah, that Sarah sent out, so it's okay.
the top is
Yeah.
sewer and the bottom is water.
This is sewer and this is water. This is water here,
Which
okay?
side is it?
Yeah, then that's sewer, yep.
Okay, sorry about that. I should
No, it's
start
okay,
seeing it.
no, it's
I just
okay.
realized how it's laid out.
Yeah, it's okay, it was just something we said. Okay, if there are any more questions, do you want to go on with the sewer?
Well, I do have one
Oh,
question.
okay.
I noticed that the park gets a lower rate than the town, is that correct?
That's.
That's sewer, we're not talking that yet. They don't get.
No, I'm talking
town-
about the water rate.
DNR doesn't, they don't get water from us,
Oh, okay.
no water.
So the sewer rate is what's listed on here concerning the park, okay.
Yes, exactly, yes, no, they don't get any water. Okay, Jared, you wanna go ahead?
Yep, I'll go into sewer then, okay.
Okay,
So on the sewage works side here, we're going through the revenue requirements. The annual costs that are made up of day-to-day operating expenses are about $380,800. And then inspections, and then, phase 2 would be effective January 1, 2027.
Right. Okay. Okay. Questions? I will tell you, this was a really tough one, because we need a lot of,
Well, this is back to the same thing, this is per thousand under 5,000, right? So, if you had 3,000, you multiply it 3,000 times the rate that's given on these phase-in prices.
and I will tell you this, we have the rate studies here in the office, and be glad to share them, to let you look at them. I mean, you can't take them out of the office, because we just have a couple, I don't know how many copies we've got, but not very many. But, you know, you're welcome to come in and look at them and see how the calculations were made. That's why we hired Baker Tilly to do the study for us, and it was a pretty lengthy process, of over a year, of them digging through the financial records and digging through the estimated costs of the improvements that really need to be made. And in the sewer world, it's a much sooner than later kind of situation for sure. So, you know, we hate that, but I mean, it is what it is. We haven't raised rates for 10 years, and felt like we just couldn't push it off any longer. I have had Mr. Roast ask about the Tyson Fund, and we will apply to the Tyson Fund for money. We do every year. They support us every year with our sewer and our water rates. I know it's a chunk of change. It's a pretty decent increase, but you know, thanks to the Tyson Fund, we don't have near the rates that other communities around us have. So there's still a pretty big increase, and I'll be the first to tell you that. But we're working hard. We're going to go back to our engineering firm and talk more about the sewer projects that we have in line and which ones take top priority, and we will get those under construction hopefully within the next year, and we'll kind of go from there. So, yes.
I sort of assume that we have to pay something to the source of the water, which is the Whitewater Aquifer.
Yeah, the Brookville, it's actually Brookville, but that might be called Whitewater over there,
Yeah,
because that's how they are, yeah, sure.
Is this increase a result of any increase that they've made?
No,
They're still
they're still at the same rate that they were when all this started back in 2014, 13? I think it was 14. I think it was 14, it could have been 2015, but no, those rates have not changed.
okay.
They have not changed, they have not increased, they have not decreased either. Oh, yeah, they did, that's right, you're right, last year.
I'm like, no, they're a big one.
June the 19th, how can I forget that? Yeah, they raised those rates, you remember that numbers?
It was like 25%.
Yeah, it was
25%.
The
Yeah.
Whitewater
Yes.
Hoosier.
sources?
Yeah, they did. I am so sorry, I forgot that though. Yes, they did. And
okay.
so we've assumed that extra 25% increase now for about a year ourselves, and we just can't do that any longer.
So that's
Yeah.
built into the numbers that you've presented here.
Those new rates, yes.
Is, now, for some reason, I was thinking there are two sources of water. Is there a source from the Ohio Valley, Canaan system, that just one?
No, we just get our water from Hoosier Hills, that's all.
Okay. All
Yeah. It's good, clean water. People complain it's hard, and I will agree with that, but it's clean. Let me tell you, it's really, so we're good there. Okay, anything else? Is there anything else you'd like to share, Jared?
I think that's it, but like you said, if you guys have any more questions on the details on anything, I'd be more than happy to send over anything as you guys
Okay,
go through that.
okay. We'll keep that in mind, and we'll jot down the questions and things like that, and then send them off to you. How's that sound?
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Thank you so much for your time tonight.
Yep, thanks, guys.
All right. Have a good evening. Bye. I'll just put that down. Okay. All right. Now that that's been explained, is there anything else there that we could,
If there's no more questions.
No more
you can
questions?
close the public hearing.
okay, then we'll close the public hearing and we'll just move on with our agenda. Concerns? Anything else besides, I know you were wanting to know a little bit about the water and stuff, but do you have any other things that you need to share with the board? No? Okay.
right. Well,
Oh, Yes.
I hate to be a pest, I just, we were at the last meeting, my sister and I, and we had some concern about the trails that were being put around the edge of town. And she was kind enough to forward that master plan to me, and I looked it over, read it over. And I was just wondering, it looks like it curves around so it comes up to, I think, the end of Tyson Street. And it looks like there's a lot of properties that are really close to each other. Does it cross any of those properties?
No, it's fully on the town of Sales property.
It's public all the way up to the end of the street?
Yep.
Okay. And that's the plan for it to go into that point?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, all on town of Sales property.
Pardon?
All on town of Sales property.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, thanks for sending me that
You're very
report.
welcome.
Okay, Ben, got a report for us? By the way, is it official? Can we say congratulations on your retirement?
It won't be long ago.
Okay.
Everybody goes back to school now.
Okay.
Okay, we responded to 272 calls so far this year. Finished the month of May with 37. June started off a little crazy. We've had 20 calls in June already. This highlight, the biggest ones, we had 4 different vehicle accidents. One was the fatal over here at West 15 High Street. We had a 3 vehicle accident west of town involving 2 cars and a semi truck. And east of town, we had another one. Vehicle rolled several times into a pole. We had a brush fire, vehicle fire, and an oven fire at Tyson School Parking. We did receive a donation from somebody in the community. If you want to kind of keep it anonymous, but we're going to replace a sign on the station. She said she saw how crooked it was falling apart, so she wanted to take care of it. So
That's
we're going to get a
nice.
new sign on the station
Very good.
and some money to buy some equipment as well. Countywide drill that we held on the 16th on the square went pretty well. We had all the parts of county lieutenants at 2. That was Batesville and Holton. We didn't hear from Holton, but Batesville had an incident this morning, so they couldn't come down. We do appreciate Willen Real Estate providing lunch to all the firefighters in the Tanglewood for providing facility for the guys and gals eating lunch. We do have a technician that's going to come do some maintenance on sirens.
Okay,
Down probably within the next month. We got to get on the schedule.
okay.
It's usually one like when they're in the areas when it's Detroit, they have trip costs. I did attend the meeting in Indianapolis last week, and I met with the commissioners on Monday, again regarding Senate Bill 270, which is a township consolidation bill. I'm going to attend the county council meeting Monday night because Representative Zimmerman is scheduled to be there to help discuss and explain the new bill and how it's going to affect the fire service in the township consolidation. So
Yeah.
we'll just see how it shakes out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you again for everything you do. Keep us posted on the tornado sirens and if we need to do maintenance work on those or what we might need to consider. I know that one went off during a thunderstorm or something here, didn't it?
Oh, we have all
Weeks
kinds of-
back
we
and
have all
yeah,
that
people
side.
were pretty concerned and it wasn't anything. It
Well, the
was-
one down at Dairy Queen did, but that was a power surge from Duke.
Oh, was that what it
There
was?
was a transformer that blew it. So,
And it caused it, okay. All right, well, thank you, appreciate that. And Mel, anything, just here to,
Just here to observe Mel Quick from Lockmuller Group, but I did want to say publicly, I wanted to say thank you to Holly, and I wanted to say thank you to Randall Miller, your town manager, who
Okay.
was so accommodating to us. We came yesterday for a site visit, and he showed us around so that we could help prepare ourselves for the, RFQ that you guys have
Okay.
out. So he was very nice, and I wanted to say thank you to both of you for helping us arrange that.
okay, very good, you're welcome. All right, we have received department reports, streets and utilities, for police, also community development. I think there's a couple things we need to talk about there, don't we? Monday, here it is. Let's see, Holly. The noise part, I don't, I mean, it doesn't appear that that's an issue. We might have Lynn look back a little closer at that ordinance and just make sure that when she has weddings and events, that she's not violating she's got till 11 o'clock technically.
I asked Joe, and he said it wasn't a problem to bring it to you for, it never hurts to have the council's blessing. So.
Yeah, yeah,
But he said he thought it was fine.
okay, okay. Well, then you have a, yeah, my blessing. There you go. Okay, I did notice in your update, there was some talk about the, engineering firm for community crossings, and that's something I think we do need to look at. It's, been a little bit of a struggle this time around. I know F&B's tried, but I think they've had a few people transition out, and we're kind of in a pinch to try to get that thing done, so we can apply for money next year, and it's starting to look like we're not gonna be able to do that, but we'll see. So, I don't know, Josh, what your thoughts are, but, I'm thinking maybe we need to just do some asking around. Holly's kind of already started that to see, she's had a conversation with Lori, Lori doesn't seem to have a trouble with that. It's just one more thing that, that they're having trouble trying to get people up to par with, so, in Holly, we'll go ahead and.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, and then the last part here was on the lamppost banners, and you wanna just quickly explain? Oh, you got it right there, okay. So these are banners, they are metal banners, so they're like a die cut, right?
Yeah.
And, Holly intends to apply to, you guys seen that? No, okay.
It applied to the
Go ahead.
RNC. We haven't purchased any lamppost banners since 2019 when Main Street for Sales did them. TriCappa has been doing the veterans banners, and those go up usually in May, stay up through 4th of July, and then they come down, and then they come back up for Veterans Day, and then come back down for Christmas decorations. And so our lampposts are usually bare between like around 4th of July and October. And so I was looking for options. The vinyl banners just, they don't last very long because of the
Weather
colored
conditions.
weather, and they rip and that kind of thing. And so I came across those metal banners in display sales, and there's a $2,500 RMC Roundup grant. They're fairly expensive, but they're metal, so
Well, how much are they?
they're about $600.
600, that's what I
apiece.
thought. But they'll last.
But they will last. I think the last time that we bought vinyl banners, they were somewhere in the 200 to maybe 250 range, so they're not particularly cheap, and you have to replace them. Those should last forever, but we thought we could do local landmarks on them, so the courthouse, the Bushing Bridge, Tyson Church, Tyson Auditorium, cherry blossoms, pumpkin show, those sorts of things that would be evergreen, they're not things that you just switch out seasonally. So I was just asking, I applied for a $2,500 grant from RUC, with the town match me at $2,500, match that grant at $2,500, and then Main Street has voted that we would chip in for an additional 2 to get 10 of them to put around the square with the local landmarks for the times when we don't have banners on. And it would, obviously, we have a lot more lampposts than 10, but that would be a start for just around the courthouse square.
Okay, very good. Okay, then I'm gonna make a motion that we support that initiative, $2,500 from the town, pending, the grant from RMC. I made a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.
Thank you.
Very good, you're welcome. Okay, and then, we've got the list of claims and stuff, and we're working on that. One thing I will note, it does say on our agenda that the town council minutes are from April 14th, and that would be May 12th instead. I'm sorry I missed that when I was with you. Sorry. I know you have, I know, it's been a tough week. So in any case, I'll entertain a motion then to accept, all of the department reports, or approve them, and also the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion.
All right, all in favor? Aye?
Aye.
It's 2 ayes, okay, very good. All right, we will move on then to, oh no, we probably need to sign the minutes, because we just approved it, didn't we? Thank you, Sarah. I don't like when that thing's in the way, it's and there's project update. We really don't have much of an update this month. We did get some communication from Aaron Houchin's office, which they have not announced that publicly. We are gonna get some money, but I'm not gonna announce what we were told, because we're still crossing our fingers they're gonna give us more, actually, but what the heck. But I think our next step then is to sit down with our engineering firm, Lisa Vandenbrink, and also with Randall and Chris Getz, who's our wastewater treatment plant manager, and talk about the top priorities for what we need to do first. And I have my own thoughts on that, and I got a feeling they're gonna probably say the same thing, but we've got a couple things that really need to be done ASAP. As far as the water project, CERC did get the application in last week before the deadline, the Okra application, and so now we just kind of sit on pins and needles and hope that we learn something by September-ish about that money. We did apply for $750,000 there, and that will be the water tower and also replace meters and do some upkeep, service line upkeep kind of stuff. So that takes care of those two. Lynn, I think the next one's on you, maybe.
Okay, the residential rental registration requirement ordinance, so this was something that was first introduced back in February. We had a couple different other community samples that we were working with. And what you have in front of you is the compilation of that with the adoption of some of Roxanne's comments or suggestions. There were some that I didn't incorporate because we didn't use that section, like the definition section on one, and we used the body of the other, so the definitions didn't apply. So those types of things were kept out. So I don't know if you need more time to look at this, if you have questions for it or regarding it.
That's the one that,
It's really dry
It's
reading.
just, it's always fun. I love the contract. Basically,
So basically what this is doing is just establishing a program to track all of the rentals in the community. And there's basically a registration, there is an inspection at some point. That's possible when you get
that's possible.
somebody who can
Yeah.
do that. And I think I have it down here that it's like a $5 fee per parcel.
I think we left the fees in there because but we're not.
Yeah, we did, it was a
We don't have
nominal
any
fee per
intention of
parcel.
doing that until we actually can round up somebody who's qualified to do the inspections, and at that point.
Yeah,
then
so basically what it was is it's a an owner or rental unit needs to complete a registration form and pay an annual $5 registration fee for each parcel of real property. So it's not per unit, it's
Right.
per parcel.
Yeah.
And that's basically to collect a little bit just to recoup some of the processing fees,
Yeah.
and it's just so you can track that.
Yeah.
The existing, if you adopt the ordinance as written, the existing rental properties would need to get that into you by January 1st, 2027, so there's 6 months to be able to do that. And then, any new rentals would need to apply before they can actually rent.
Okay. After January 1.
After
Good
January
number.
1.
Okay.
I didn't think we was gonna charge anything. I thought we was gonna fund another fund.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
So-
We talked about not even having a fee, at least in the initial beginning, just get people registered, get properties registered. Now, but I don't know how we would have to go back then, right, and then the ordinance.
No, so we've not done it, oh yeah, if you wanted to eventually do it,
We would need
have
to.
So for what you have in front of you, if you wanted to pass it on first reading tonight, we would just amend it orally to an annual zero registration fee.
Okay. All right,
And then-
I think we've kind of been through this for a couple of months and just kind of waiting to get things ironed out, so I'm gonna make a motion that we go ahead and, can we adopt this, or do we just have to?
First reading.
First reading, that's what I thought. Okay, for the first reading here, with the change that we're gonna scratch that $5 registration fee. That's my motion.
That's your motion, second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, so we're gonna scrap that, that takes care of that one, good. One more down. All right, next up then is the ordinance to update the zoning code. And I will tell you that the 3 towns, we've had a couple of calls with Joe, the attorney, and Holly and I created an overlay for, you want to explain that real quick? You can probably tell them faster or quicker.
Yes, so for the conversations with Mylan and Osgood, we each established an overlay district that is establishing a business district. Ours runs along our 3 highways and in our downtown area. And in this area, we are asking the county to adopt for our LB, local business, general business, and roadside business. Has no impact on residential zoning districts. A restriction on first floor storefront residential units. So that is to protect our commercial and business districts for business and commerce. And so this resolution is just that we are, the town is asking the county on behalf of Versailles, Osgood, and Mylan together to adopt this ordinance for the county zoning.
Okay. So I think you have it under new business. There is a resolution you need to pass tonight so that we can get that to the county.
Can we do that right now?
Yeah, you can.
We'll just move it up on the agenda.
You can, and I believe this is your
Yeah.
map, so it's what's inside the bowl. Yeah. So it's just a resolution, so we just need one reading.
Just one reading, okay, and basically it's just to,
It's exactly what
Yep.
Holly said.
yep. All right, so I'm gonna make a motion that we adopt this.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye, do we need to sign down here, it looks like? I'll let you fill in some stuff, I see council presidents on those sign.
And I need you to, you're gonna need to sign too.
Oh, I got to sign
And we
too.
can do this after the meeting if you want, so
Okay,
I need
let's do.
I need to give one to Joe to send to the county, and then the other one you need to keep on hand with a copy of the map.
Okay, okay, all right, you wanna hold those and I'll hold this one, we'll
We can do that in a meeting.
Okay. All right, then, what's next? Let's see, we got the resolution. Oh, no, we're back up here. Harvest Ridge ditch, Mike Holman has fixed one storm drain, but there's at least one more big culvert under the road, and out to the highway that's gotta be fixed, so he's, trying to get it worked into his schedule. So we are well aware of that and trying to get that done. We've already talked about the water rates and things, but we need to.
Officially adopt the ordinance.
Do you have those, or I can do it? It's okay.
Yeah, either one. So it's essentially, we'll do the potable water ordinance first. So
Okay.
it's essentially what we talked about during the public hearing. The rates will be increasing, first phase January 1st, 2027, second phase July 1st, 2027, under the schedule that was sent out with public notices.
Okay.
So I just need a motion and a second and a vote.
Make a motion, we accept the water, can we do it both at the same time, and just do the water first?
Do the water first.
Okay, I make a motion that we, accept that, the water rates.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And then next is the sewer rate. So
Right.
this is, again, what we talked about during the public hearing. The first phase is to be adopted, the first month after adoption, so it'll be July. And
Mhm.
then, the second phase is January 1st, 2027. Again, it's the rate schedule that was proposed, during the public hearing and sent out in public notice.
I'll make a motion for the sewer ordinance. Rates
Okay.
ordinance.
Okay, and I'll second that, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, good, get those taken care of. Next on the list is the firing range contract, and, that's kind of still up in the air, and Lynn has made some edits, but we have not heard back from, Sergeant Garrett about that yet, so he actually tried to call me, but I couldn't get my phone fast enough, so I will get a hold of him tomorrow, I'll give him a call, and I will talk to him, see if he's.
Dana texted me, he
Oh.
did leave a message for me, but I've not talked to him, so.
Okay.
I'll touch
let
base
you
with him.
talk to him, because I really think you should.
When's that contract due?
It's the end of the month, I think, end of June, I think it expires. Pretty sure.
It does expire, I think, the end of June, but if you can't
It
approve it till
We
July.
did July, right? All right.
Yeah, it'll just stay with it. Okay, when you talk to him though, will you mention the trooper that's kids driving on the walking path, because, you know, that asphalt's not heavy enough to carry something, a vehicle, so it kind of bothers me a bit. Okay, Lynn, next up is the
That's
got it
what
right
you
there,
said.
well, yep, moving on. DNR proposed wastewater agreement, did you get a chance to read through that?
I glanced through it, how like that.
Okay, yeah, you glanced through it, I did too. Any comments or, you know?
So the one thing that you're going to want to do, if I'm remembering this correctly, is I think they require 180 days to increase their rates. So if their rates are gonna, does phase 2 start in January or?
It starts January.
So we need to give them notice right away.
Okay.
So if you could just give me authority to send that to them as notice.
Okay, I give you that
That doesn't
authority.
mean that's our final,
Right.
but that is.
That at least gets that in effect. Yeah, then I think at that point, then I think we need to probably, try to make some contact there, those new people that are in charge. And hopefully we can have some conversations then about, the situation. And I'd like to update them on what we're gonna do down there at Sawmill, so they know that, you know, we're making some improvements and it's costing us a chunk of change to do it, so. Okay, all right. So you take care of that, and then we'll try to maybe schedule a meeting here in the next couple of months. The next item is really just a little bit of a discussion item, because it's been about, what is this, 26, about 10 years ago, that, maybe 9 years ago, that we abolished our park board. We're having difficulty finding people to serve on the park board. And we just decided Larry's our attorney at the time, and his urging, he said, you know, the town council can basically speak for the park board. So we became the park board in addition to several other things. And by the way, you've done a great job with that, Josh, in the last year or so. But there's been an opportunity presented to us via CERC, and Holly, I'm gonna let her explain a little bit about that.
So CERC has begun doing park plans, and there's a grant through DNR to complete these park plans, because we have three parks. We're in the like $5,000 plan range, and then it bumps up to $10,000, $15,000, depending on the number of parks you have. So we have three, so we would qualify for a $5,000 park plan. It would enable us to apply for grants through DNR to rehab our parks, for playgrounds, for equipment, for any number of things when DNR grants
Expansions.
become available. They're currently in the application round. It would be a whole other year before another park plan round goes into it, or that we can submit. But you have to have a park board, like part of being able to be eligible for the park plan grant is to have a park board. And since we don't have a park board, we are not currently eligible for the grant, for the plan, or any funding that might come from having an established park plan. So if we wanted to pursue, having a parks plan, we would need to reestablish a park board with regular meetings and begin the process. And we would apply in about a year.
I will say, I think we've got some young people that are interested in what's going on at the complex. So, might behoove us to kind of have some conversations with a few of those people and to see who might be interested in serving for a few years. And then, at that point, I guess, if they are willing to serve, then we're gonna need to create some.
You'll need to reestablish it.
Yeah.
We're looking at 7, what?
Well, I think the last time, I think they got it down to 3, and then they didn't know what to do, and that was kind of the end of it. I think at least 5 would be a good number.
And at some point too, the statute did change where you had to have you couldn't have, with the political parties, but I think they did away with that,
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
where that's no longer.
So we don't
Makes
have
it
to-
easier.
Yeah, I bet it will, yeah, okay. All right, so we might think about that and maybe throw a few names out and kind of start chit-chatting with people and see how interested they might be in doing that. It would be a good opportunity for funding for us, for sure, because that's always been a big stumbling block trying to, I remember when we were trying to do the playground out there at the park, there wasn't any money. We went to Tyson and got it and ended up getting, over the course, I think, of 2 years, got enough money from them to go ahead and do it, but you just can't come across that money. It just doesn't happen, so. Okay, next on the list is, is this. Where did that little paper go I had? Oh, come on. I had those numbers. Did I give them to you? The little paper, they were stated. The, no, that's not it. They were, pretend.
You can add a minute.
15, yeah. The county has, we've been talking with the county, about the zoning and that, and make a long story short, we had talked about helping to support them financially, and they have agreed that they want that support, and did they get laid over that direction? That, there they are, got it. Pat, go ahead and pass those down. And you can have one too. So this kind of lays out, oops, here, it's okay. This one kind of lays out, they've requested $15,000 total from all the towns in the county. To my knowledge, I think everybody has agreed. The chart lays it out by population, and being the largest town, of course, we will pay the largest amount of money, which you can see is $4,553. We do feel pretty comfortable that we're heading in the right direction there, and so I'm going to entertain a motion, I think, unless Lindy, you have any caveats or anything we need to talk about there.
I think we still need to do the interlocal agreement.
Yes.
So I would do any pledge, so to speak, contingent upon
Okay.
satisfactory interlocal agreement.
Okay, yeah, you're right, we have not gotten that, and I think they're working on that, aren't they?
I've not seen anything.
I think he's working on it, so. Okay, so I'm gonna.
Point of order.
Rodney?
I'm sorry I'm late. I was helping a buddy get him over. And, but anyway, I don't know what's been discussed here, and I'm for whatever we need. But are we still dealing with Hoosier Hills? Okay. By some chance, I was at a meeting years ago, and we signed a lease with them, or a minimum agreement, for 40 years. And they were to, for a minimum amount of, we have to take a minimum amount, pay for a minimum amount of water. And then I heard Holton didn't have to do that. And then, so my question is, if we still are tied in to a minimum of, we're still paying for a minimum of water to Hoosier Hills, for water that the town doesn't use, then I don't think that that's quite fair.
We have, yes, that was back before any of us were on the board.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that done?
But
Was right
we have investigated that, and we are tied to it. Right now, we're tied to it for 40 years.
For 40 years. All right, but then if we're still paying for water we ain't using, and they're wanting to raise their rates,
They already
what are they raising them on? On the minimum? Are we still paying the raised rates on the minimum we don't use?
paying, they raised the rates by 25%, so our monthly payment to them went up 25%. And I mentioned earlier, we had the public hearing.
But
that
they wouldn't
the town-
absorb any of that. They wouldn't absorb any of that. They wouldn't do the
No.
right thing.
No, it was across the
Okay.
board, every customer.
Okay, I just as long as that's the way I understood this was, and that's.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, well then.
And we're still, I will tell you.
Ain't it America?
Well, we are still, we continue to explore options, so, you know, but the problem is, you know, it is a 40-year contract, we're 10 years into it, I think this year, probably, I think was in, no, it might have been, we might be 11 years into it this year, I think it might have been in 2015.
Yeah.
So.
So we only
yeah.
got 39 more years, or
I'm sorry,
29, 39, 40, yeah, 21.
29 more.
Man, so I can't wait till it's over.
I know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Be a real relief.
Yeah, that's been a tough
That was
swallow, but,
that was a mistake by
but-
that other board.
well,
I know it was.
I know.
I mean, I was there and
I'm not sure you can, I think there were some extenuating circumstances.
I think
That's
there
what
might have been,
so I don't know.
but nobody did their due diligence
Well,
according to the way it was
Okay.
presented to me.
okay, so.
I don't know.
Okay, it don't
Yeah,
matter. That's yesterday.
Well, I was just gonna say, we're kind of past all of that, and
Yes.
I don't think
We
you've
can't
said
fix it.
anything that we haven't heard before.
Yeah,
But, you know, I think you probably wanna move on to what we were dealing with the county.
oh.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so did we didn't make a motion, did we?
I don't think, you did not make a motion, but any motion you make is subject to
Subject
entering
to-
into an interlocal agreement with.
Right, because we've got to have that first. Okay, so I'm going to make a motion that we will go ahead and pay that $4,553 pending the interlocal agreement and our satisfaction with that. Does that make sense?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I need to write that down. Interlocal agreement. All right, now, let's see. Just a couple little odds and ends here now. Just a minute, I'm still writing and thinking. We have a quote for the back door here at the town hall, which is 70 years old maybe. And it is for $3,665, and I think we need to replace that. We've had trouble with it locking, and that presents a little bit of a security problem too. So I will entertain a motion to go ahead and have that door replaced at that price by, that would be, Riley's gonna do it, Riley Haft.
You need a motion?
Yes, please.
I'll make a motion for that.
All right, and I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
The next one is the quote that we got for cameras at Pangburn, and I will tell you, the cameras that have been at Pangburn, I think have been leftovers all these years. They've been removed from the police department, or they've been removed somewhere else, and they made do over there. And I'm not saying that that was bad, but they don't work, so that was bad. So we did get a quote. To me, that seems like a lot of money. I know cameras are expensive. Josh, you talk.
Here's my thoughts. Can we wait and hold off maybe a year and see what the park board might say?
I was thinking the same thing. I will agree with that. Okay, let's put that on the back burner for right now.
For a future park board.
Yes, for the future park board. All right, very good. Now, zoning letter. And can we approve, you writing a check tomorrow for the, or is that already in there? It's in there, no? Oh, I haven't seen it yet, so, okay, so we don't need to even do that. And then,
Could have been the last meeting.
You already approved sending the letter to you guys last week.
yeah, we did, so the postage is, it's kind of in there. Okay, let's hear, I don't have anything else. Does anybody else have anything? Hang on, sorry. Yeah. Okay.
I have a quote from Joe, or not from Joe, for Joe Mann, for upgraded equipment for his police car, that's been talked about before.
I thought he said he didn't need it though. He told us that at one point, so does now he need it?
That'd be a question for him, I guess.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, anything else? Not from you. Who said they had something? Ron, did you have something else?
Yeah, I caught
I'm
something.
gonna put your name on this list, by the way.
I caught whiff of something, that, the trustees or something wanna, limit, apartment, space on the square. From, you know what I'm talking, yeah,
You're talking about the zoning,
yeah, the zoning deal,
right?
the
Right.
zoning change, it's a
Yes.
zoning change.
Mhm.
And I would go from, commercial law house to housing law, and it wouldn't be the A, B, or C, or whatever it was. And I've had an apartment up there in front of that building for, 1,000 years, and I got two, appointments, or apartments on the side of the building. Are those also, included in the,
It's not our intent, no, for the ones on the side, no, just the store.
just the ones just the one
storefront.
facing the front?
storefront,
One
yeah.
facing the front and,
And you're currently grandfathered in as long as it's.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't stay vacant, it's set for 60 days, I think, which is a tight window, but I think that's, more than fair. I mean, you know, nobody likes to have, Uncle Sam, meddle with him too much,
right.
but, you know.
Yeah, it's just.
And,
gonna-
okay.
First-
As long as I'm good on the side,
You're good on
as
the
long as
side.
I'm
You're
two
good on the
quarters
side,
side.
you're good upstairs.
The one in front, that's supposed to be, as soon as I get my, nail bender back together here, he's had all kind of stuff. We're gonna go in there in a couple of days and make that her art studio.
Yeah,
And it's gonna be nice.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
They're
think
very
we'll-
excited.
I
we're
think it-
excited about that, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I
we're,
think we'll
we're,
be good.
we're thrilled to see that go back to storefront and be,
Huh?
we're thrilled to see that go back to storefront and be occupied by business. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I mean, that's what I was wanting
It's
anyway,
amazing, yeah.
and,
Okay.
that is amazing. And, as soon as all my kids and grandkids are there.
There you go. All right, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.